GamecocksOnline.com. I am joined by throws coach Mike Sergent after the conclusion of the SEC Outdoor Championships. Coach, you had a good weekend with your athletes. Had a lot of PRs. You welcome back Josh Awatunde from injury and had him compete in 2 events, score in 2 events. So we'll start with him. He scored yesterday in the shot, just barely missed the podium. And then today he comes back in the discus, scores again with an 8th place finish. So how do you kind of gauge where he's at now, coming off of almost 2 months away from competition from injury?
Yeah, we weren't really sure where we were going to be. We've been practicing, obviously, and he's been getting better with each week, but it's been slow going. I mean, he had a pretty, I don't know how significant it is, I'm not a doctor, but he had a pretty serious injury to his leg that was causing him a lot of trouble, and we had to take some weeks off, and where he was just rehabbing and spending a lot of time with Scott Gardner in the training room, and they did a great job with trying to get him back, and he was working as hard as he could, and this was his first meet back since I believe the last time he competed completely healthy was Coastal Carolina. He did compete at Georgia Tech, but it had already started bothering him a little bit then, and then we shut him down after that. And so we weren't really sure, he'd been practicing. It's hard to say that he was practicing relatively well because it was definitely different than where he was at earlier in the season. So I really felt like it was a huge victory. To do what he did yesterday in the shot, I think gave him a lot of confidence. I think that was it's just, when you get in the moment with competitors and your adrenaline starts going and you're trying to keep your cool and composure and then also execute what you need to do, you just don't know how that's going to go until you get put in the position of doing it. And I thought he did a great job. Today with the discus is a little bit different than the shot, and we knew that too. Technically, he was going to have some challenges that were going to make it a little more difficult. And his first throw actually was about a 55-meter throw, but it was out of the sector, and so it didn't count. It was a foul. And but I think that, and then his other throws again gave him confidence. And the fact that he finaled in both, the fact that he got 6 throws yesterday and 6 throws today, I think really made him feel good about where he's at. When we get back to South Carolina, we'll take a couple days off and get him back in the training room and just take the next step, which is going to Jacksonville in the NCAA prelims.
A couple other athletes that have got to be feeling pretty good right now. Your javelin thrower, Shelby Friedman, on the women's side, and then Caleb Zudema on the men's side. We'll start with Shelby and her day. She hit a PR on her first throw out the gate, and then added another 13 feet onto that for her second throw to finish, as a scorer, despite coming in ranked 16th in the SEC. Talk a little bit about her performance.
Yeah. Well, from the time that we recruited Shelby, we knew that she had some talent. And, in javelin throwing, just like a pitcher in baseball having a live arm, Shelby is someone that has a live arm. She has a cannon. She has the ability to throw far. And, I've kind of felt for some time that there was a 50-meter throw in there waiting to come out. And so at the SEC Championships to open up with a PR and then come back and follow that up with that 51-meter throw, which was 168 feet, and then to have the series that she had, because I think she ended up having, all 5 of her other throws were over 47 meters, if I remember right. Anyway, it was significant. It was a breakthrough for her. If she can repeat something close to that or do that again when she gets to Jacksonville, she's got a great chance of making it to Oregon. And so we feel good about that. It was something that I kind of thought could happen. So I'm just happy for Shelby that she put it together when it mattered. That's a big meet, a big stage to do it at, and so she should feel good about herself.
And on the men's side with Caleb, he cracked the 70-meter mark, got in a really great throw, was able to ride that out to 4th place. Another guy that just barely missed making the podium, finishing 4th overall, but After missing Penn relays, he's got to feel pretty good with that kind of mark.
Right, absolutely. And some people might know a little bit about Caleb's story, going back to high school even, and the guy went through multiple surgeries from his senior year to his freshman year to his sophomore year at Carolina, all things beyond his control, and he's constantly battled. And when the last time he was fully healthy, he was third at the SEC championships, and he made it to Oregon. He's been trying to get that 70-meter barrier for a couple years now. He's been knocking on the door. Last year he opened up the season great, and but then he got a little ding, and that little injury kind of stuck with him all season and made it difficult for him to be at his best. And then again this year, feeling pretty good, healthy, opened up the season really well, and again, he battled through another little injury just a couple weeks ago, which is why he didn't compete at Penn Relays. And boy, the guy is just tough as nails. He really is tough. And I was just impressed with his effort and really happy for him that he moved into the 70-meter club. He's 71. Oh goodness, I'm blanking on the distance now. I know it was over 71. It was 233.2. I think that makes him number 3 all time at Carolina. He's still gunning for that school record, and obviously his goal is to get back to Oregon and score for the team and be an All-American there.
Now looking ahead to regionals, it projects out really well for your athletes as long as they keep hitting those kind of PRs, but that's going to be tough. But in a regional format where you get those 3 throws, what do you kind of hope to see those athletes, those throwers for you guys, Clarence Gallup included, who is trying to get in there with the hammer?
Right.
What do you hope to see from them that they're taking from this meet going forward now into regionals?
All of them recognizing that their best is good enough, meaning that all of them have had indicators, whether it be in practice or in meets, that they're capable, and that that they should have confidence. And what we need to prepare to do is we recognize that we have 3 attempts, and we need to go in there with the game plan of being ready to do it on throw number 1. And that's not a pressure thing, that's just a preparation thing. That's just from your mental approach to your warm-ups and kind of coming out swinging, so to speak, on throw number 1. And that's just a mental thing. That's certainly doable, and all those athletes have a great chance of advancing.
All right, Coach. Well, looking forward to the regional meet. Thanks for your time.
All right, thank you.